All right, boys. So the reset for Shadowland is about to happen in a couple hours, and I've actually been having a lot of fun playing with PHYLA-VELL. So I wanted to give you guys a follow-up video on her, showing you guys just how strong she actually is, even at level 60, because it's actually pretty insane, boys. Like, to say she's a top tier character is not an understatement in the slightest. Like, she actually gets busy, boys, and I wanted to put another highlight on her, man. I did spice her up a little bit more, so I'm gonna show you guys the build, but it's still not completed, right? But man, does she get busy. 75 in Shadowland, and she's gonna cut through this thing in under a minute, and she doesn't have a type advantage, right? It's just so much damage. It's actually pretty naughty. Like, I definitely feel like at 70, she's probably gonna be in the 90s. So if they ever make it worth it to push high levels in Shadowland, man, she's gonna be insane. Like, she's so easy to use too. Like in World Boss, her survivability gets tested, but like for Shadowland, she just completely shuts them down and just blasts them into oblivion. Okay, let's see if we can miss the proc there. It's fine. We'll try and see if we can get it back. Can I get it? There we go. I definitely could have done this faster. This girl has like 21 million HP. Insane. It's actually insane. How the content works in Future Fight. Just give them more HP and more defense, and that's it. By the way, don't make the rewards match how much HP or like how difficult the boss is supposed to be to take down. Don't worry about none of that. Just right? Anyways, let me not roast these guys. Let's focus on PHYLA-VELL. She's actually a firecracker, boys. Yeah, we want to clap. I definitely think we could have done this faster. Had some late procs and some bad procs, but it's all good, man. I just want to show you guys that even at level 60, she's stellar. She's actually stellar. We're gonna take her into World Boss here, and we're gonna show her off against Corvus, and we'll probably go against Cull as well. I just want to show you guys like a stage 65, and this is the team comp we're gonna be using. We're gonna be using White Fox's lead to increase her defense down, to just basically try and melt through this guy. We do have to watch out for the Blade Twister and the Purifying Wind, because that's a nasty combination for her, because she stays in place quite a bit for the Fisk here, right? And she relies on invincibility. So if you get hit with the Purifying Wind, that strips off your invincibility. And then if you get hit by the Blade Twister right after, you get crowd control, you're bleeding, Corvus just stabs you in the eye. Pretty graphic, I know, but you basically just fall over and die. So with this girl, ideally, the modifiers that you want to avoid are Blade Twisters and Purifying Wind. So if you can, avoid stages with those on it, but we're just gonna rock out here and see if she can actually like cut through it. And this is the comp we're gonna be using. We're using 3 Ignore Dodge Strikers and then another 2 just to give her some more damage. You could use like Anti-Venom to give her some healing, but she has healing in her kit, so I think we'll be fine, right? But if you want to be on the safer side, you could definitely do that. You could also bring in somebody for mind control like Rachel, but that's completely up to you. Let's pop it off. One thing I will say is PHYLA-VELL and Gladiator, one thing I've noticed that they have in common is pretty high DPS, but when it comes to survivability, even though they both have healing, when they get hit, oh boy, they take a ton of damage. Like, they takes the damage, boys. They takes the damage. But when they hit hard. Okay, so we're gonna just run around here and then pull up on him. Come here, sucker. He's gonna jump. Let's accumulate something. Okay, we gotta be careful we don't get bled, and I have to be careful when I use the invincibility to make sure that the purifying wind isn't gonna hit me. Right now, purifying wind passed. Nice, a lot of damage. We got a tag. We're in the middle of multiple blade twisters there. Get out of my face, you peasants. So we're just gonna hit him with that. Purifying wind passed. You gotta be careful with her because she's fragile. She's very fragile. Okay. This is not the greatest place to be when there's multiple fire pits spawning. Oh my gosh. We kind of lucked out there that he was summoning his minions. So he didn't see that I was like paralyzed. Well, not paralyzed, I was snared. Because if he had just stabbed me, I would have straight bled out. It would have been this game over. I'm not gonna use it too because we're not gonna have time. I was trying to squeeze out a little bit of damage there before he does his phase transition. Nice. Good bit of damage there, good bit of damage. See if we can get off another rotation before he does that. Coulson, Coulson. White Fox, White Fox. Right there. We're gonna toy with his mind again. The next. Ooh. Okay. We're dead. We're just so dead. I tried to play with his mind too much. So you can kind of see like she has really good damage. 65 year at level 60 is not bad, but I find it to be very fragile. That's the only thing I have to say that's negative about her. She can do damage, but when she gets hit, yeah, it's risky business. Let's check her out against Cull. See what happens. All right, let's play with this guy. We're gonna go 2, 5, 3, 2. Nice. Magneto coming in super clutch. Whew. Yo. Magneto's paralysis is actually so clutch. Y'all not seeing it like, well, if you're seeing it, if you're seeing it, you're seeing it. But if you're not seeing it, you can see it right now. Like Magneto's paralysis, super clutch, bro. We're on death's door, but that was because I made a mistake because I was just chilling. You can't do that with her. If you're not attacking, you're getting the hell out of dodge. Yo, so much damage, especially when you can get called to hit you while you have your 5th skill up, because you're accumulating so much damage. You have to watch out for the purple attacks. Magneto is definitely a recommended striker for her, because you can see how many times I'm just right in front of him, but he's not attacking. That's because Magneto has him paralyzed. All right. And I've tried using her with like a mind control striker. I just don't find them to be as effective as Magneto. Like their effectiveness just kind of wears off way faster than Magneto's paralysis. See, like right now we're still getting a good amount of CC from Magneto. We're gonna die though, because we're in the fire and the flames, boys. Bro, she's so strong though. See, Magneto's paralysis, like low key, super clutch. We're getting like 2 seconds out of it, and that 2 seconds is making a massive difference for me. It's allowing me to basically face tank with a glass cannon. Ooh. We're gonna die. We're in the fire and the flames. Yeah, we died. We died because of the poison, but also because I was being extremely aggressive and he penetrated because those purple attacks will go through invincibility. So you kind of have to be careful with her. Pick your poison. Just place your shots. She's a very good character in terms of DPS, but I think if she ever gets a uniform, what they need to look at, again, probably way too soon. Well, you never know these guys, right? Paywalls. Anyways, yeah, if she ever gets a uniform, I think what needs to be addressed is her survivability, at least for me, right? I do want to check her out in PvP because she has the reflect, but realistically, because she roots herself for her highest damaging skill, I'm kind of iffy about whether or not she's actually going to do any kind of real work outside of just having the reflect, right? The reflect is definitely going to be useful. You could probably take out a couple of Jean Greys, maybe even like possibly have a reflect battle between her and Silver Surfer. Be interesting to see, but I think Silver Surfer will clap her, right? Because the iframe nor are just way higher damage, but then again, way higher damage just means way more damage being reflected back at you. So might be interesting. For that run, we're rocking her with a CTP of energy. So the chain hit is really nice, I've found, for her on her 5th skill, because you just get to accumulate and you just channel that beam and you're just making it rain blood, right? So really like the character. She's interesting. Just the survivability issue, like, just kind of irks me a little bit, but most of the times I die with her, I think it's my fault for just seeing how much damage I'm doing and just not wanting to stop. You know, I'm not sure about you guys, but sometimes you just see like 2, 3, 4 bars flying off and you're like, oh my gosh, I could win this fight right now. I'm not stopping. Like, that's just basically what's going on in my head. But then in the back of my mind, I know like I should ideally stop because this won't last forever. It's gonna result in one of two things. The defense down is gonna wear off, or the boss is just gonna clap me because my invincibility is gonna run out, or they're gonna penetrate, right? So don't take her dying in these runs as like she being terrible. It's just terrible placements or just terrible playstyle for me, because I'm going for like maximum damage, like critical over. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let me know how you guys think she did in this, and if you guys want to see more of her in PvE, let me know. I think I'm gonna 70 her today and probably check her out in PvP tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I'm gone. Peace.